Welcome to the Crewcast, the Crew's live podcast about video games and all things Crew. Join us and many of your favorite crew members as we review games, talk about the new Crew series, answer your questions, and much more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the Crewcast.
Welcome to the Crewcast, episode 17 for the 14th of September 2013. Today we've got myself, Gizmo, Balboz, Piper, Danny, and Extra. We're going to go straight to the news.
Okay, first news article here. This is a biggie, I think, or potentially a biggie. Steam is going to have friends and family sharing coming up in, I guess, beta here in a couple weeks. So just to kind of say how I think it works from their description. It's not 100% accurate or detailed, so it's hard to give it specifics, but it looks like you'll be able to give up to 10 people, be it friends or family, access to your Steam account. Now, this isn't the same as like what some people have done where they give somebody their username and password. And that can be very unsafe, but it would allow them to play any of your games. But what this allows you to do is allows you to designate 10 people who then can play any of your games as long as you're not currently playing any Steam game. So in a sense, it's like taking all your Steam games, putting them in a virtual box, and then handing it to that person. They can look through it and say, oh, I want to play blah. Load it up, play it, and they're fine. But the moment I fire up my Steam and I say, oh, I want to play Killing Floor, because it's a Steam game I have, as soon as I launch it, a message will then appear on the other person who's looking in your box, maybe playing games, time for you to log out or buy this game. Now, as soon as I stop playing Killing Floor, if I don't play anything else, then you can play any of the games I have, install them, play them. So, kind of a little cheesy versus like a library where, like if you want to go borrow a book, you borrow just a book. You don't take the whole library home. So it'd be nice if you could do it to individual games. But I think the reason behind that would be then nobody would buy hardly games. You'd always have just one friend buying certain games, or you'd split up who buys games. So I think this is probably to keep the publishers happy. But I'm curious if you guys like this, if you think, meh, or what your thoughts are.
I think it's really cool, actually. It's going to be interesting to see how it kind of affects things. But to me, it kind of seems like it's almost you can borrow a virtual console and play all the games that your friend owns. Like, say I go to Extra's house and play on his Xbox or something. He can't play his Xbox while I'm playing it, but I can play it while he's not playing it.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
It's the only thing that concerns me is it going to affect sales of things?
Well, it's in the sales will decrease.
Yeah, will sales decrease? So then will they get less money to put into the sequels and stuff or new games?
I don't know. I mean, you can look at it that way, but you can also look at say I had a game and you wanted to try it out and see what it was like, and then you liked it and you end up buying yourself a copy. It could be work in the other direction as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's a pretty good idea. I mean, my mum doesn't play a lot of games anymore, but she used to back in the day. She used to play all the Tony Hawk's games and stuff like that. And it's nice now that she could be able to just log on to my account and just play my games, because beforehand, if she wanted to play one of the games from, back then, obviously if you want to buy indie games and you don't have something like Steam, you have to buy a hard copy. So it's a lot more convenient for people like her who just want to play the occasional game every now and then.
Now, it should be noted, She wouldn't actually log into your account. She would still log into her Steam account, but you will have authorized her to be able to see your account, get your games. I mean, I think the way they're hoping, I think with the rules on this right now, what their hope is that, say I make my games available, and Giz is looking through it and he says, oh, he's got Counter-Strike Go. I'd like to try that. And he starts playing it and he's really getting into it, and then I decide to fire up Arma. Well, he's going to get a message saying, you've got to stop playing in 5 minutes or whatever the timeout is, or buy the game. He might be more inclined then to buy the game. What would hurt would be as if they opened it wide open and just said, if Gizmo's playing my Counter-Strike Go, Extra can be playing some other game of mine, and Piper could be playing some other game. Then you really start to stop sales because you're not forcing them to not be able to play stuff. It's just one person accessing the library at a time. So I think that's their way to keep the publishers happy, and I think it might help with sales because it's a better way, because some games don't have demos. So in a sense, this gives you a way to demo games.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
This is a lot like what Microsoft was planning with the Xbox One and got a lot of grief, for all their things. And then they've said, okay, we're going to allow you to, give out your games and do all the stuff, but it has to be the old method, which is the actual disc. But they have said that digital sharing, like what Steam's talking about, is something they will be doing. It's just not going to happen at launch because they've had to revamp things based off the feedback they've got. So they sound like they're going to do it too at some point, and I'll bet it'll be very similar to this. But I think it's the way to go. I think they're just going to always have to have some restrictions to make it much more difficult, because with the internet it's so easy to share with your friends, and the friends can be all over the place. It's not the same as physically going to somebody's house and borrowing a disc. So I think it's great, and I think it's cool, and I've signed up to the group on Steam because you have to join the group in order to have a chance to be entered into the early alpha, and eventually they'll release it as a feature for everybody.
When's that coming out, the alpha?
I don't think I said a couple weeks. One thing too, if you have multiple computers or multiple family members, this also works nice, just kind of like what Extra said with, say, his mom. But like Lizzie could theoretically then easily play any of my games because she said she wants to play Skyrim and try that game out. So I have Skyrim, so she could easily just play it. And, a lot of times when I play games, it's like Minecraft, I'm editing. So there's a lot of time where I'm not playing anything. And I've got quite a few games. So, anyone who I share with would have the opportunity to play a lot of games because I'm not always on there. So, it does open up things to people, be it family or friends. So I think it'll be cool. All right,
Yeah.
Next segment. Terraria 1.2 update for the PC, October 1st.
Finally.
Hallelujah. The little dancer as well. Ah, thank God.
I was going to say, even though we say finally, it's like the last update was going to be, they said it was going to be the final update, and now they've kind of backtracked on that, so in a way we can't really say finally, but I'm glad it's getting updated.
Well, no, I mean,
Time.
I say finally in the sense that quite a lot of people have wanted this, and it's just like, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. It's not like finally as
Yeah.
in, oh, it's finally here. It's like finally they've done it, and it's brilliant. And hopefully
Yeah.
it's gonna be brilliant. I'm sure it will be cool. So, I mean, we've played Terraria quite a bit, and we kind of done quite a lot of the stuff, so it kind of got a bit, what next?
Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like they've added a lot of bosses, a lot of new monsters, items, new features. I think they've said basically take about all the features and mobs and items and things and half it, and then that's how much they've added. Basically, like
Ooh.
half of what was currently in there. I don't know if it's true or not, but any content for this game, I think, would be good because, in a sense, this is a game that's been ported to consoles by other developers, and they've added more features and stuff to the console versions. In fact, I think yesterday, it just came out on Android too. So, and it's already, I think, been on the iPod. So you can actually play a free version of it. I don't know if it's time limited or what. And it doesn't play too bad on a touchscreen. I actually tried it on my phone last night. But you can also, I think it's like $4.99 or something like that, US to buy it. But you can play it on your tablets, your phones. You can play it on your iPods, your iPads, whatever. So, I mean, it should be noted though that the console versions and the tablet, Android, iOS versions are different than the PC version. So
Downloading.
we'll definitely be trying and doing some videos of the new Terraria. So we're looking forward to it, and it's only a few weeks off. So for those of you who don't have Terraria, hopefully they'll have a sale or something on it soon. Yeah, I'm not sure what the price is now, but keep an eye on it if you haven't played Terraria, because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, now the next article, this was for Giz, and it's fans have released a Game of Thrones platformer, kind of an 8-bit style graphic platformer. So kind of a game that kind of throws back to the days of old technology-wise, but is about the Game of Thrones. So Giz, I'm assuming you've probably looked into this a little bit, at least before playing it. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it looks good, but it also looks quite cheesy. But I mean, I like cheese. I'm gonna play it. Maybe talk about it next week sometime. See how I think about it. But it looks good, but we'll see. Anything Game of Thrones though is good with me. So
Will it have Joffrey, and can you slap him?
yeah, I'm hoping so. You can play as Jon, Daenerys, and I think I saw Jaime Lannister in there somewhere. So hopefully you can play quite a lot of the characters. That would be cool.
That should
So
make
hinted
you
at-
happy, Giz, if you can play as Daenerys.
Yep, Khaleesi. Oh, I want to be Hodor. You walk around saying Hodor. That would be so cool.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Now, has anyone else looked into this one at all after seeing the link?
I just looked at the trailer, that's all, and I don't think I'll be playing it.
Yeah, like I had a quick look at it. It reminds me of a Cave Story, but obviously that's just because it's like a
But
side scroller type thing. But I've never played Game of Thrones, so it's like
if you'd ever watched Game of Thrones, then you shouldn't play it. Watch it first.
Oh,
then
I
play it,
hope there's
'cause
no spoilers.
Well, there probably will because it says it's based on the story. So you play out
I
what happens in
definitely
the
won't be
story.
playing it.
isn't that an ongoing show though?
Haven't you read the books,
Yeah, but the
Piper?
books. I've finished the third book, so I've got the fourth book to read now.
Spoiler Piper. Daenerys beep beep, and then Jon beep, 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 Tyrion beep beep beep, and Hodor beep Hodors. I say with a smile on my
So
face.
we'll have Giz talk about this one next week and his thoughts, and Piper will miss it.
Oh, what a shame.
Speaking of what else Piper's gonna miss,
Oh, don't. It's
next
terrible.
next week, coming Tuesday, something's getting released. Something that's got a lot of gamers out there excited. Although initially just for consoles and just for the current gen, not next gen yet, because obviously the next gens aren't out. But I don't believe it's even coming out for the next gen. At least there's no plans currently. GTA 5. What do you guys think?
That's
Is it-
Gizmo making weird noises, by the way.
Is anyone going to be playing this on
Yes.
console? On console, or are there going to be people who are going to wait for the PC version?
I think this game is gonna like tip me over the edge and make me go too crazy seeing all the videos of it, and I'm gonna be like, I have to get a console. Give me a console. So, I mean, I played GTA 4 pretty much on release, especially with GTA 5 online looking really cool. The game itself looking so cool. I think this is going to tip me over the edge to scrap some money together to try and get a console. Probably a 360.
Piper, is this going to push you to get your first 360 game?
No, and I feel really bad about it because I do like GTA, but I've only played GTA 3, and I
Piper,
did try San Andreas, and I didn't like it that much. So
like San Andreas.
I need to. Well, I got busy going to uni and stuff. I didn't
Okay,
have the chance
Right,
to do it.
I have one question. I have one question. What didn't you like about San Andreas?
Oh, it was different. I like Liberty Island, and I like driving around and listening to the funky music, and I knew it, and this world was new, and I didn't like it because it wasn't the same area, same city,
that's-
same.
That's the whole thing of exploring the world.
I know, but I just didn't like it myself. That was just a personal opinion, and yeah, I mean, I would like to give.
Sorry. I actually typed something. It was funny.
I don't know where I was with that, but
Sorry.
I would like to give it a try at some point, but I'd wait till the PC version, I think.
Okay, what about you, Danny?
I am excited for it. I am a bit upset that you have to wait 2 weeks for the multiplayer, but then again,
No,
that's a thing.
I think it's clever what they're doing with the multiplayer because when I got the release of GTA 4, I found myself avoiding multiplayer to avoid any spoilers because I assumed people would be talking about the gameplay. So I think it's very clever of them to hold off, give people time to play through the actual game itself before they move on to online.
There's been some reports, but I'll touch on that in a second. But Extra, what about you? Is this a game that you're going to play? Not interested in?
I haven't really been into GTA since San Andreas. I played the multiplayer for GTA 4, just like the free, like, I don't know, it was called Free One, was it? Yeah. I just did a bit of Free One on that on the 360, but I probably will get GTA 5 for the PC, but I'll probably wait until there's like a price drop or something. Like, I've already got FIFA 14 and Sims 4 to keep me busy this year, so.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I might play it on the console, but I don't know. I mean, PC maybe. I mean, I'll probably like Extra, probably waiting for it to drop in price because I haven't even finished 4, so I just I like the games, but they don't draw me in like they do some people. I know there's a lot of streamers and a lot of YouTubers that are planning like GTA release parties, to start streaming the game.
Oh my god. I know the ending has been leaked though already. Like last week, I think it got leaked or something.
Gizmo's the king of being spoiled by things.
I've I've avoided it. Like I saw it say that GTA 5 has been leaked or something, so I was like, oh dear.
Yeah,
I saw the map, but I didn't
the map's
click on
been
the
leaked.
headline.
Yeah, that's different to the story though. The map looks so good. Apparently, it's like massive compared to all the others. Like put like Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4 map together, and it's like still got 5 times that or something.
Is it a whole new map? Like, is it not Liberty City anymore?
No, it's based on San Andreas. It's in San Andreas, but it's kind of different. It's now an island.
Like an expanded version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it compare to Stratus? That's what we need to know.
What's Stratus?
Oh, Gizmo.
I've heard of this name before, but I don't know what it is.
Gizmo doesn't even watch our videos. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Oh, sorry, the Armour 3 map. Big one that you were in.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah, you crashed a chapter at the end of it.
He's trying to redeem himself now. So, I mean, we're all, looking forward to GTA 5 at different levels. Don't expect on the main channel any videos about it. Maybe on the other channel. But we'll see. And we might live stream depending on who has it. Do we know if it has built-in Twitch integration?
I
No
don't
idea.
know.
I'm gonna have to check into that. I do like when the games add that capability into the Xbox version. I mean, obviously, if it comes out on the One or the PS4, both are going to have Twitch integration built in for all games, which is really cool. So, all right. So let's move on now to crew news. And our first thing is just to kind of mention some different series that we have, some new and just some that maybe you're not 100% aware of. Because we have some stuff that are some new series that we all are involved in. We have some new series that a few crew are involved in, and we have some series that are just a single crew person who is playing a game by themselves. So obviously, Piper, you probably have a few things you could talk about that are single player, and you and Danny together could talk about something. But let's start with you two.
We started a tree survival series. We filmed it this week. Danny edited it all this week, making me look really bad with my slow editing. We originally streamed the first map, and it was amazing. It's probably, I'd say, probably one of the top 5 maps that I've done. And don't ask me to list them because I can't. But it's definitely up there, and it was just really good. And True Survival 2 was really good too. So really enjoyed doing that. Yeah. And single player wise, I've still been doing Fez.
Danny, I mean, anything do you want to touch on when it comes to tree survival or anything that you might have thought about having slated that's not a spoiler? Were you planning any single player things?
There was a game that's coming out later this year that I was planning on trying to do a single player in, which is it's called it's part of the Broken Sword series, but I don't know the exact date when that game comes out, so I might possibly do a single player in that game.
Okay. Extra. I know you have a single player game that you've been doing that you may want to touch on for people who haven't maybe watched it or weren't sure what it was about.
Yeah, I've been doing game dev for a little while now, which is just like a video game, like simulator type thing, like a gaming company simulator. That's been going pretty well. Like, the amount of comments I've had with, like, suggestions has been, like, unreal. I think I'm up to, like, part 7 now, but with the amount of comments I've got for, like, game titles and stuff like that, I could probably be up to, like, part 30 right now if I wasn't so lazy with the editing. But, yeah, that's definitely something to check out, because that's something I really enjoy doing.
Okay. Giz, I know you've got a game or two that you could probably talk about.
Me and Piper have been playing Portal 2,
Oh yeah.
which is really good.
Gizmo is very annoying in it, but it's really good.
Thanks. Wow. And then I've played a bit of Don't Starve. I also edit the Skyblock as well. It's really good.
We've almost finished Skyblock now, haven't we?
So,
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've been trying to mix things up. I mean, you guys need to let us know. I mean, do you like the smaller crew groups doing more games that are maybe more suited for smaller numbers? Do you like the single player aspects, the things that the Don't Starves, the Fezzes, the game dev, things like that? I know Mario did Slender, Alicia did Jammy Furniture, things like that. One of the things that I plan on doing a little bit more of is more like first looks at like things like when I did Stratus, or maybe when I did 7 Days to Die, just a quick intro. Also maybe reviewing a few little things. I've got a couple hardware devices that I was going to show off, and maybe do a little review on. But I mean, in addition to that, we're going to be starting the 7 Days to Die series here shortly, which is a game that you've seen me touch on, but we've enjoyed playing it. We did some live stream on it, and I thought that was a lot of fun. So we're going to do stuff like that. And we are going to be talking about something else here in a little bit. That is an upcoming thing. But is there anything
what
else?
could it be?
Is there anything else you guys can think of just in general on that?
Not really. I mean, we do like a variety of things anyway, so I like the balance we have.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of ideas, but I don't think there's anything we really want to mention.
Okay. Well, now a biggie that is coming up, something that's near and dear to my heart, and we get asked this question constantly. This is one of our most often asked questions, and we're going to be posting signups very, very soon for Season 4 of The Mole.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
it begins.
Soon.
Not
Soon.
again.
So, like before, we're going to have a form that you can fill out. It's going to have some questions and everything, and you can answer it and put in. We'll have some way we can get in contact with you. We'll do the same thing as before. We're going to try to pick from those applications people we think are decent to then come and bring you onto a private Minecraft server on Mumble, because you will need Mumble to be in the Mole, and in a sense interview you. So we can try to figure out, A, the quality of your hardware, when it comes to your microphone, your internet, and all that, and you yourself, so we can determine if we think you'd make a good player. And then we're going to choose players. We probably will still have some crew playing. There's been some of the crew who haven't played many times, or maybe have gotten knocked out early. Some of the crew are going to be helping behind the scenes. But we're going to basically do like we did before. And, there may be some friends of the crew and stuff in it. We'll have to see who all is interested. But we're definitely going to do it again. You guys have been asking for it. We try not to do it. Probably once a year is about all we're going to do the Mole, because it is such a major project. It just takes so much work to do, to edit, and just to record. It's a lot of work. We enjoy it, and it turns out really good when we air it, and people love it. But once a year is plenty for us on this. So I'll put a video on the channel announcing when the signups are started, and there'll be a link to the form. And send your submissions. As before, you can send like a video, link it to your submission. We do love videos because it gives us an idea of your personality even early on just that review process before we even come and talk to you in game. So we're looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun, and this could be your chance to figure out who is the mole.
You.
Spoiler.
Season 4 done.
So we're going to be having sign-ups now for season 5.
Oh God.
So hopefully that'll make a lot of you excited. Spread the word. The mole is coming. Okay, lastly on our crew news. Just last week we did something that was kind of a new thing for us when it comes to our live streams. We did the 6 to 8 hour, and I think we ended up going a little over 8 hours, like 8.5 hours. But we did a first-person shooter-based live stream. We did Killing Floor, 7 Days to Die. We did Overwatch. What else did we do? There was one other thing.
TF2.
TF2, yeah. So, I mean, it went well. I really enjoyed it, and I like that 6 to 8 hour themed stream. We had some technical issues from the start, really. I mean, I think we started off with Killing Floor. The Killing Floor had just pushed an update, so I had to update the server right there. Then we went 7 Days to Die, and they had updated their login system, so we all had to, in a sense, redo our passwords. Some of the crew had forgot their CD keys, so we got that taken care of. I think TF2 went well. I don't think there was really any snafus with that.
Except for a lot of people talking in game.
Yeah, that was.
But we muted them. It was fine.
And then we wrapped up with Dayz Overwatch, which Danny had a lot of problems streaming, and then I took over, and Twitch was acting up in general that night, and the Dayz servers were swamped, and it was fun, but it was definitely trying. But I really enjoyed it. Your guys' thoughts on that format, that stream itself, highlights, lowlights, or just moments that you thought were cool?
I definitely prefer doing 8 hours rather than 24. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. It was good.
It was nice to have a theme to it as well.
Yeah.
I think because it was only 8 hours, because like we weren't really that tired because it was only 8 hours and not 24. We were a lot more engaged, like with actually playing the game. So I think that made it a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah,
I don't like my internet.
Hopefully the next one won't be as error-free. That's not a word, but it is now.
Trademark it.
Any highlights, any moments that were magical for you guys or cringeworthy? Besides the technical issues, which, some of them were out of our control.
I think the thing I enjoyed most was Killing Floor, because I don't know if all the fans have been practicing, but we all worked really well as a team, and it just flowed. And yeah, I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah, that was actually good.
There was some great teamwork. Don't look at me like that.
I liked in TF2. I ran in front of a train and got knocked over by a train in front of extra.
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. That was impressive.
I think for me, the two highlights for me was in Killing Floor after we lost, when I brought up the sad baby animated GIF and played the sad music. I thought that was funny just because people weren't expecting it, and I was surprised that how many got the music and all that, which was good. The other thing I enjoyed actually was Overwatch. At the very end,
yeah, the end.
I went into a fire station and met up with one of our fans that came on, and he was hurt. I was hurt. I mean, I think I had like 1,000 or 2,000 blood. He had like 3,000 or 4,000. So I'm like, here, you take my weapon, because we were pinned in there by snipers on like multiple sides of the mountains around. This was in Electro near Sniper Hill, but there was some on Sniper Hill. There was some on the hill behind it, and then there was people on foot near it. And Gizmo was trying to get to us. And I'm like, he tried to get blood, but he couldn't find it. But I'm like, we're pinned down. Get here, get here, get here. And, I gave the guy my primary weapon, and all I had left was a taser and a hatchet. And some guy comes in, and the player with us, the guy I gave my gun to, he didn't know if this person was friendly or not. And this guy kind of responded acting like he was with us, or at least, didn't alert that it wasn't. And Gizmo had told me that wasn't him. And I'm like, it's not a friendly, it's not a friendly. And he tases the fan. And then I get my taser out, and he comes at me, and he starts trying to zig around, and I shot up 2 taser shots and hit him. He went down, and he was really nice about it, because he was like, said good shot or whatever in direct chat. And then I got my hatchet out, and as I was hatcheting him, I was like, "And that's what you get." But
Yeah.
you didn't hear me unless you were in game.
I heard him. I heard him as I was coming into the fire station. I was like, "What is that? Is that buzz?"
So
I could hear him.
I killed the guy. And our other the fan comes to from unconscious. He comes back. Then he goes over to a corner in the fire station and gets sniped and killed.
Oh.
So then Giz and I try to make a run out of it, and I was already low blood, and I was zigzagging, and one of the snipers hit me, and you could hit me in the foot, and my guy would die because his blood was so low. And I don't remember. Did you get killed too, Giz, or did you?
Yeah,
survive?
I saw them running down the hill, so I charged at them screaming Leroy Jenkins, and I got murdered.
So that was fun in a sense, because we had a guy fan that came, and we tried to work as a group. Then of course the guy coming in, and we ended up, he got the one guy tased, but then I tased and killed the other guy, and then Giz showed up, and we made our Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid run out of there.
Didn't go so well.
Yeah, well, but that was fun. We just had so many
No, it was
technical
fun,
issues. I love Dayz Overwatch just for the PvP aspect of it. It's definitely not survival-ish. We're definitely going to be trying the new Dayz not standalone. We will when that comes out, but the new Dayz mod, the 1.8. But it's probably a few days off, if not maybe a little bit longer before it's officially released. But I enjoyed the themed live streams, and I think we're going to continue it. I know I've had some people message me saying that once a month is not enough. That they want once a week, and I'm like, no.
There's only so many genres.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely will be repeating genres or repeating games at certain times, but we want to mix it up. Maybe every once in a while, if we're feeling nice, we'll do 2 a month. But I mean, we probably didn't do more than 1 or 2, maybe 2 or 3 maximum. We probably would ever have done 24-hour live streams. But if we did 2 24-hour live streams, I guess they're thinking that's 48 hours a year. And if we do an 8-hour once a month, that's 96. So you're getting more bang for your buck there. But people said once a month is not enough. Well, I think that wraps up the crew news. So our main segment. And I think as always, our main segments are probably shorter than our news segments. But this one's an issue that is kind of, I don't want to just focus on TV when it comes to this, but think about any media. But I mean, one of the things that happens a lot with us in the crew, and just people in general, because we're all so connected now, is there's certain TV shows or certain media, be it media, games, TV shows that some of us watch or like, but it's harder for the others because they're in a different country. Frequently, it could be TV shows here in America, because I know, like Piper says, she likes mostly American TV shows is what she watches. She has some shows there from the UK she watches, but mostly it's American. But sometimes it's not as easy if you're in the UK to watch it unless you either. I'm assuming that you watch a lot of these things online versus through your TV itself.
Yeah, I mean, we've been quite lucky recently because I watch Breaking Bad, and Netflix in the UK has got it. So it's uploaded on the Monday, I think, so it's the day after America gets it. But usually we either don't get the show or we get the show like 6 months later, or if it's like really popular and it's not a new one, so say like Grey's Anatomy, I think that's only like a week or 2 later. Oh, Game of Thrones is a good example. That's a continuing one, and we get that, I think, a day or 2 after America does.
It's a few days, I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, things are getting better, but we're still behind. And I guess it's vice versa as well. Like, if Buzz ever wanted to watch Downton Abbey, I'm sure you'll have a wait from the BBC to American TV.
I think I'm safe on that one. But I mean, that's the issue is, will it ever get to the point where people don't have to always go to the dark sides of the internet or the questionable legality sides of the internet to watch shows closer to their release or in general at all? And it doesn't always have to be across borders too. I mean, there's a lot of people here in the States who would love to watch Game of Thrones but can't justify paying for an HBO subscription for one show and would rather pay maybe like a pay-as-you-go type thing just to be able to watch Game of Thrones like through their TiVo streaming or through their Roku or through something like a Netflix or an Amazon Instant, or even if it's just on their tablet using HBO Go, which is kind of like HBO's remote, mobile way of watching stuff on your PC or your tablets, but it's only for subscribers of the channel, so you've already paid for the channel anyway. But in a sense, the reason it won't happen here in the States is the companies that run HBO, I don't know if it's Time Warner, I forget who owns HBO, they don't want to upset all the cable companies that pay all that money for the channels. If they make it just available to like pay $3 a month and you can watch Game of Thrones, people are going to cancel their HBO subscriptions. Cable companies are going to lose subscribers because a lot of people are subscribing to cable just to be able to watch certain shows. So it's a really tough situation. And then you throw the countries into it. You throw ratings, like mature levels or violence things, because like Kama has a lot of issues in Germany with violent video games being censored where he can't buy them. Maybe music, legality wise, there's issues with music where he can't listen to like YouTube videos that have certain music in it because it I guess the government's rules with in related to music and everything. Do you think this will ever get solved, or will it always be like this?
I think it will be solved in a way, but there's always going to be some annoyances. But I mean, to me, it just makes sense. Like for TV shows, you want to pay for an episode or something, or like per season or something, then just you should be able to do it. It makes sense. Like a lot of the pirates who pirate shows would do that.
Well, I think a good example of what Giz is saying too is things like Steam, things like Humble Bundle, where people say that gamers won't buy games, they'll pirate them. But if you make the game affordable and don't charge a ton of money for it, people buy it, and the companies end up having more sales. And if you sell a million of something at a certain price versus only sell 100,000 at a higher price, eventually the two lines intersect and the quantity starts to make more money than the higher priced one. So I think it's definitely doable. My fear is some of these companies, like the movie industry, the TV industry, are so old. These companies, and they're so locked into their methods, the music industry, that they will fight tooth and nail as hard as they can forever because they don't want to lose the monopoly they have on that market.
No. Especially over here in the UK, where if we've got a TV, we've got a TV license as well. So it's just one thing after another, and it costs so much money. So I just give up. No more TV for Piper.
I mean, I think it's going to be a long, long time before this ever really is at a point where it's consumer friendly and it's affordable. I think these companies they're just so locked in to their current business models that it really takes some major thing to flip it. And I think that's the case with everything. Look at video games. I mean, Xbox One was talking about trying to change things to more of a digital format, but people, weren't happy with that. In the grand scheme of things, that might lead to cheaper prices. But, everybody fights tooth and nail against change, and especially the companies that are making tons of money. So we'll have to see. But I would love to see, the ability for people just to be able to watch the shows they want, and be able to be much more affordable. But I think we're a ways off. But with the internet, we're so connected. We shouldn't have it where you guys have to wait 6 months or a month or even a week. I can see maybe a day or something if they want to, but you guys shouldn't have to wait, or we shouldn't have to wait either, to watch something from another country because we're all so connected.
I think a lot of channels over here as well they wait to see how the shows do in America, because I know lots of shows get cancelled now, and I think they probably wait to see whether they want to buy the rights to show it over here on TV or not. And I'm just imagining that. I don't know that for sure, but and I wouldn't want to buy rights for a TV show where you're only going to get one season out of it.
The worst thing is as well is that when something's aired somewhere else, spoilers for that show will be online, especially for a popular show like Game of Thrones. Like the recent episode, one of the big events, like that was in papers in the UK. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like my mum got spoiled by the big episode, and it's like ridiculous. Like why can't people just not spoil things?
But there again, that had been shown in the UK though by that point.
But I mean, in America, like the spoilers for it were already online. So if you weren't careful and weren't avoiding them or hadn't seen the episode already, then you could very easily get spoiled, especially by big things. A lot of the media things kind of latch onto these things in TV shows sometimes. I'm like, oh no, this happened. Oh. It's really annoying.
Well, I think the one thing that's going to maybe, hopefully, be a small push, and maybe it'll build more momentum to get these companies to change things, is I think you're seeing a lot of younger kids and younger people starting to spend more time watching things like YouTube and watching Twitch and other things. And I don't know how many times I've heard people say I don't even watch that much TV anymore. I get my entertainment on YouTube with like channels and content that are being put out by people, or I go watch people play games on Twitch too because they just find that more fun. And then obviously it's free, besides paying their internet, unless they subscribe or something on like Twitch where you're paying money for somebody. But generally that only happens if it's a big streamer and that's your way of saying, hey, I like what you're doing. But I mean, do you guys find yourself spending more time watching things like YouTube or watching Twitch, where you're watching less TV now?
For me, it's kind of in between. I mean, I watch quite a few Twitch things. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I also do still watch a few TV shows.
Yeah, I'm a bit in between as well. I've not explored Twitch as much. I'm getting more used to the YouTube stuff and trying to work out my subscriptions and stuff to that. My subscription, sorry. But on the other hand, I would probably watch more TV and stuff. But I've got lots of box sets, so that could be why.
I think your thing is reading books, isn't it, Piper?
Oh, we're not talking about books right now.
I definitely watch a lot more YouTube and Twitch than I do TV. I don't know, the thing about TV is the only way that I can watch like an up-to-date like TV show, say like obviously Gaze wanted me to watch Dexter and Walking Dead, and if I wanted to watch those in order, the only way I'd be able to do that is to like watch it online. So as far as using a regular TV is concerned, that would be like useless to me because I don't really watch many other like TV shows or dramas and sitcoms, that kind of stuff. So yeah, like stuff like YouTube, especially Twitch, because I watch streams pretty much non-stop. They just seem a lot more like convenient for me, I guess.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like, I rarely sit in front of my TV that I've got at home. If I watch something like, say, Downton Abbey starts this Sunday, I'm more likely to use catch up than I am to sit and watch it live.
So all the repeats.
So like in the UK,
Yeah.
if you have a TV, if you don't use it to watch like TV, but you use it say on an Xbox or you use it with your computer maybe driving it, do you still have to pay the tax? Is it?
I'd hope not.
I think you
That's
do.
what I do.
I thought you did.
If it's a digital TV, you have to pay TV tax.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
BBC
well.
will come through to it.
Oh well.
Even if you don't have it hooked up to say an antenna or anything else?
Yeah, because you can't prove for something. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, even like students at uni, we had to have our own TV license in our own dorm rooms.
Even
The
if you
stuff.
have a radio, you have to pay TV tax because you get BBC radio.
It's so
Seriously?
ridiculous.
Mhm.
That's
I did not know
absolutely-
that.
That's absolutely pathetic.
I didn't listen to radio, that's probably why.
That's so stupid.
Here in the States, I mean, we have nothing like that. I mean, we have public broadcast television, but, and it's pretty much paid for with donations from people, and then there's some government money from our taxes that goes to it. Although I think the government would like to stop that and have it survive totally on donations, which might be the death of it. but we don't actually, have to pay like any tax based on TVs. Does it go up? Like if you have 3 TVs in your house, do you have to pay the tax? Like
No.
it's just one tax no matter how many TVs?
Just one, yeah. One per household, I think.
Huh.
But
Interesting.
there's rules of because when I said I was in my dorm room and I had to have a TV license for my TV, there's different rules of that. But I think if you're just like a family in one house, so like if my housemate, obviously we've got a TV license, so we've got a TV downstairs and she's got one in her bedroom, so we're covered for both of those with just one TV license. And if I was to get a TV for my room, we'd be covered. It's weird, I know.
Yeah, that is odd.
I do wonder if any other countries have the same thing as us, or if we're the only ones.
Well, we'll have to see how all of this changes over time. I think it's going to be interesting, but I think it's still a long ways off before we see major
Yeah.
change. It's going to be slow. All right, so let's move on to our deals of the week. First deal, and hopefully one of you guys has this one up. Humble Bundle number 9. It just came out. It's got some great games on it. You can basically on any Humble Bundle name your price. I think as long as you bid $1, you'll get Steam keys. And if you beat the average, I'm not sure what games, if there are any games added for that, but I know there will be more games added to this over time. But what's included in this bundle?
Trying
Trying
to
to
complete story, Mark of the
Mark of the Ninja.
Eats Munchies Beta, Brutal Legend, and Pay More Than Average is FTL Faster Than Light, and...
So that was Fez, if you couldn't understand what Piper
Yeah,
said.
that was Fez, if you didn't get that.
So what's the average right now?
$4.59.
$4.59.
So right there, $5, you get. There's some great games. Brutal Legend is hilarious. That's by Tim
Black.
Schafer. You've got FTL and Fez. Obviously, if you bid $5, if you do less, than that $4 and whatever it was, you're only going to get the first 4 or 5 games. But they have also mentioned that there's going to be some other games added. So if you beat the average, you'll get those other games. I don't know if you get them for sure if you beat the average, if you don't beat the average. But those are some great, great, great games. And you do get an individual Steam key for each one, which is rare for Humble Bundles. Generally, they give them to you in groups. So that's a great deal. Another great deal on a great game, 75% off right now, I think through Monday or Tuesday on Steam, Tomb Raider, 75% off.
Ooh.
Now you have this, don't you, Piper?
I did. I bought it in the Steam sale over the summer.
Have you played it?
I haven't yet. I haven't had
That's
time.
that's a Piper review, Tomb Raider.
Okay, I will do, yeah.
Does anyone else have Tomb Raider besides me and Piper? Oh, that's
I
it.
haven't. I've seen
I want to.
footage of it though.
I'll be interested to see what Piper thinks of it, and if Extra ever plays it, we'll have to find out what he thinks of it. But I mean, these are all great deals. Also, I want to mention, I think they announced just a few hours ago the Humble Weekly bundle, and for the life of me, one of you guys still have the Humble page up and can click on the
Yeah.
tab. What's the weekly bundle this week?
It is Retro Shooters.
Serious
do you want
Sam
me to read
HD
through?
first
Oh.
encounter, Serious Sam HD second encounter, Shadow Warrior Classic Redux, Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition, Hard Reset Extended Edition, and your favourite System Shock 2.
Yes,
And the last two were the extra ones.
I think you had to pay like $6 or something or more for those.
Yeah.
So for $6, you're going to get Hard Reset, was it? And System Shock 2. System Shock 2, one of the greatest games of all time.
I've been playing it. It's great. That's worth $6 alone.
I mean, it is if it's a game that if you consider yourself a gamer and you like, I mean, it's not a hardcore first-person shooter. It's got a lot of RPG elements, and kind of a, maybe a mix of like, Deus Ex, with some sci-fi, maybe throw in a little, Cortana from Halo, mixing all that type of stuff, throwing it all into a thing. Obviously, this came out before that stuff, but it's an awesome game. And if you consider yourself even a fan of first-person shooters, or maybe a first-person shooter with RPG elements, you have to play this game. It's a little bit dated, obviously, but it is incredible. it's a gaming masterpiece. It'd be one of the few games that I would give a 10 to on a scale of 1 to 10 because I don't feel there's many games that deserve a 10, but that one does.
Oh.
All right, so our last segment is your questions. Our first question from Dylan W. And he wants to know, what's your favorite hobby? Now, hopefully we can leave out like gaming, because I mean, that may be our favorite hobby or some of your favorite hobbies. But if it is, you can say it, but maybe also another hobby that maybe doesn't relate to gaming or TV. At least I'd like to hear it. But Piper, I think I know what yours is going to be, but go ahead.
I like reading books. I'm a complete bookworm, always have, always will be, and yeah, I just love books, live, breathe them. Yeah.
Breathe.
Yeah, haven't you ever like breathed in a book? Like you just
I
like
guess you can
sit there and
smell
you
them
just
sometimes, and you can smell like how old they are, or how new they are.
When you buy a
yeah.
newly pressed book.
All right, real quickly on the book subject before we continue on. Everybody, off the top of your head, Piper, one book that somebody has to read. What is it?
Oh my goodness.
5 seconds.
The Hunger Games. It was really good.
Danny, one book. It's not one book though, Piper. Fail.
The
Danny.
first one's called The Hunger Games.
Yeah, but I mean, if they can't, I mean, it's only one in one book they read, and they're gonna be like, oh, what happens? Danny,
Oh, I can never choose one.
5 seconds.
The Hobbit.
Oh.
Have you read The Hobbit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're like, well, I think besides me, one of the only crew who've read any of the books. Extra, one book.
Of Mice and Men.
Ooh,
Oh, good
excellent
choice.
Excellent choice. Gizmo.
The Bible. I don't know.
3.
Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Okay. I'll
You can
pick
start from
my
the
pick. Count of Monte Cristo. Dumas. Read it.
Ooh.
It's a literary masterpiece. The ending, after you finish that book, the ending should leave you thinking. Okay, so Danny, hobby.
As we said before, like sports is a big thing for me. Lately, with me and Piper recording the Tree Survival, I really liked the editing, so I'd class that as a hobby. I'd say that's about it, really.
Okay. Extra.
I guess if I had any hobby apart from like my gardening type stuff and stuff like that, I'd probably say Twitch, or especially like esports and stuff like that. Leave me alone. I would probably say I watch esports in the same level that any hardcore football fan would watch football. Like, I know the names of like all the venues, all the players. I don't want to say it's an addiction, but yeah, it is, because I've got one up right now, so that's kind of a thing.
So you're basically a LOL hooligan.
I just messaged Gizmo on Steam going esports ? But I get it now.
Wow. Okay. So done. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, definitely keeping up and like keep catching up with esports and stuff like that is a big hobby.
But I mean, you were kind of saying gardening was also a big hobby for you.
Yeah, that's kind of something just to get me out of the house and keep me busy. So that's more of a, I don't know, just something that's good for me, I suppose.
Yeah,
Okay.
a hobby. That'd be a hobby.
Giz?
Probably acting, drama stuff. The youth group I do.
Okay. Now for me, I mean, you know, I like Danny, I like sports. I enjoy playing racquetball, but I wouldn't necessarily it's I get more competitive than that. But I think from a standpoint of just something to do that's relaxing, I really enjoy just every once in a while going out and just playing golf. The wife and I, you know, we're not very good. I used to be really good when I was younger. But you know, you have to play it constantly. But it's just really relaxing. I know a lot of people like it's so hard. It's a really frustrating sport. It can be. But you know, just getting out there on a course and just, you know, relaxing, and, you know, spending a couple hours. And courses are generally really beautiful, so you get, you know, extra with like all the greenery and flowers and everything out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question is from Mick Smelly Pants, which I love the name. I don't know if you have a problem, if you don't do your laundry, or if you have some other problem, but you might want to get that checked. I'm wondering if he's going to be where this question is about, which is, will you be at Minecon? Because we might know him if we can. We might smell him coming down
I smell him
range.
coming.
Yes, we will be at Minecon. Some of the crew. One of the problems which we have is obviously we have a lot of crew members, pretty much everybody except me, that are in Europe. So Minecon is in America and Florida. So it's very expensive to travel. Also, it's very expensive to be an exhibitor at Minecon, which we cannot afford. So we had to buy tickets. You know, I mean, we wanted to be an exhibitor, and we figured we'd still have to buy tickets. But we had to buy tickets in line like everybody else, and all I could get was 3, even if I wanted to get more. I tried to get another batch of 3, or 6, I'm sorry. Another batch of 6, although I only wanted to get a couple to try to help out Swippen, who wasn't able to order either. And I figured if I got online, he could then, do it, pay it, and then he could have the tickets. But we got our 6 tickets. So there are going to be 6 people there. Now, I will say it's going to be myself, Lizzie, and Mrs. Boz, and then 3 crew from Europe. But that's basically all we could do because we couldn't buy more tickets. And so that means 3 of the crew will be flying from Europe to Florida. And we will be doing some video coverage. You will get to see some crew faces. We are definitely going to try to find a basketball hoop. Hopefully the hotel has one, because we will be playing a game of horse, and I will destroy all of the crew.
Yes.
But we're going to film some stuff from the show. We're going to film some stuff. Maybe we take Gizmo to a Mexican restaurant and he gets to eat his first burrito. And I'm going to be putting up stuff in the evening after we get done with the show or done with whatever that activity may be. We are also going to try, because I know there's some fans who have told us that they couldn't get tickets, but like Swippen is going to be he couldn't get tickets, but he still had flight and hotel. So he's still coming with his daughter. It's just they're not going to be able to go to Minecon unless something's changed and he was able to get tickets through some other means, or maybe they're going to volunteer at the show or something. But he's going to be there, and I think I forget which one of our female younger fans, mom and her, are going to be there. Was it Safi?
No, not Safi.
Is it Sassy?
It could be Sassy, yeah.
I think it was Sassy. Her and her mom are going to be there. They were going to try to have a booth themselves, because I guess they make some Minecraft, I think it was necklaces or bracelets or something. I think it was bracelets. But I don't think they could get it. I think they were going to try to volunteer to try to be there. But they're in the area regardless themselves. So we were going to try to do a dinner like one night and tell people about it. And then, have, basically any crew fans that are going to be in the area come to a dinner at some restaurant somewhere and get a chance to chat and just relax. But we will be there. Hopefully next year it'll be in Europe, whereas that way all the crew can get there much more cheaply. And then it's just, me, Lizzie, and Mrs. Boz that have to fly, which then will save a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, London.
Yeah.
Landon.
London.
Last question comes from Son. I thought it was going to be Sons, but Son of Anarchy. And the question is, what game have you not done videos on you really wish you could?
Lots.
Yeah.
No, one.
Lots and lots.
Let's say one game. So you have to pick one game. Don't throw out extras, and don't throw extra either. But we're gonna start with you, Giz. One game that we have not done videos on you wish we could, or wish we would. Let's put it that way.
I don't. Multiplayer.
Doesn't matter. I mean, it could be a single player game.
I guess multiplayer is it's a group thing. Probably GTA 4 would be cool.
Okay.
I want to play it at least.
All right. Extra?
Oh, God. If it has to be multiplayer, and it has to be something. I think because we've kind of been thinking about doing it for a while now, but we haven't actually got around to it yet, Diablo 3.
Okay. Danny?
Payday 1 or Payday 2.
Okay. Piper.
I don't know. I'm really bad at this. I'm looking at Steam games thinking what I want to play. I'd have to go with Diablo 3 as well. Sorry, I'm pinching extras one, but I really want to play that.
Yeah, Diablo 3 would be my pick. I was like thinking, don't say Diablo, don't say Diablo. But as soon as Esther started talking, I'm like, he's going to say Diablo. That would be my one pick. If I had to pick something else just to be different, boy, it's tough. I'd say if I had to pick something different, maybe some Battlefield 3.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I want to play that.
You know, or insert some other like more like a Call of Duty or something. I mean, I would like to play Battlefield 3, and if I wasn't able to play that, maybe like if we had to do something console based or just something different, zombie mode in Call of Duty, I think would be fun.
I love zombies.
But I mean, we're going to try to do more and more stuff. I mean, you're going to see probably more individual things or more smaller group things, just because as a group, we're going to be trying to focus on the things that people want to see. You know, they want to see maps, they want to see mini games, they want to see the mole, they want to see Feed the Beast. So we're going to try to continue to do those things and then supplement it. And it may be things that, like if we do Battlefield 3 or if we do, say, Payday or Left 4 Dead 2, those are games that are probably going to show up more on our other channel, which I need some suggestions for a new name for that channel. Because I've learned one thing. Don't ever put hardcore in the name of your video. Because YouTube immediately denies it, like
Wow.
ads, and kind of like doesn't show up in searches as easily. Because they assume, I guess, with the word hardcore that you may be talking porn.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I started seeing some of our videos lose their monetization flag and not showing up as easily on searches unless you search specifically for it. And I'm like, why is that happening? Why is Hardcore Flatlands showing up like this now? And then it's like, now the next one, and now the next one. And then I start going back through the history, and I'm like, it's all the episodes that have the word hardcore in it. And
Oh my goodness.
and our other channel, we kind of nicknamed it the Hardcore Crew because we were going to be playing games that are more violent or maybe have foul language in them. Not the way they were taking it, I guess, with YouTube.
I can't breathe.
YouTube.
I can't breathe.
So I had an idea for maybe like crew gaming after dark or something like that. But it's like, we need something. So any suggestions for the other channel? Let us know, because we're going to continue to put stuff on that, and hopefully more and more people who like things that we do outside of the Minecrafts, the Terrarias, and some things. And we're still going to be doing some stuff like 7 Days to Die. That'll still be on the main channel. But when we find a game that's a little bit more hardcore, we're going to put it on the other channel.
Don't say that word.
I can say it. I just can't actually put it in a description.
Wow.
So let us know your thoughts. I mean, the crew and I are going to be thinking about it too. But definitely we're going to not go with that name because it just doesn't seem to gel too well with YouTube.
Yes, it's got the giggles.
I haven't stopped laughing.
But with that, as Gizmo laughs out, let's all say goodbye. And this closes out episode 17 of the Crewcast.
Goodbye.
Hey.
Thanks for watching the Crewcast. We hope you tune in again next time. Compass.